catch all the hell. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Oh yeah.
Wake up all the builders, time to build a new land. I know we can do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out, 'cause they do every time. Yeah,
The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Oh, the world won't get no better. We gotta change it, yeah, just you and me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's the God hour, the morning I wake up. Just for the breath of life, I thank my maker. My mom say I come from hustlers and shakers. My mind building on skyscrapers and acres. He said take us back to where we belong. I try to write a song as sweet as the Psalms. Though I'm the type to bear arms and wear my heart on my sleeve. Even when I fail in God, I believe. Read the days and weave through the maze. And the seasons so amazing. Feed them and raise them. Seasons are aging. Earthquakes, wars and rumors. I want us to get by, but we more than consumers. We more than shooters, more than looters. Created in this image so God lived through us. And even in this generation, living through computers, only love, love, love can reboot us. Come on.
Oh, wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed.
Oh, wake up, everybody, yeah.
Because I need a little help. Can't do it alone. Oh, I need a little help. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I need a little help, y'all. Can't do it alone. Oh, I need a little help, y'all. Can't do it alone.
Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Wake up, everybody. Yeah.
I had a dream so big and loud. I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Whoa, oh,
Oh my God, these feelings just begun. I'm saying things I've never said, doing things I've never done. Oh my God, when I see you I should it right. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Tells me to stop feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's more than a crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes cause my heart goes. Oh my God, can't believe what I've become. I'm thinking things I shouldn't think, singing songs I've never sung. Oh my God, when I see you I should run. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Tells me to stop feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's more than a crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes cause my heart goes. But my heart goes. That's how it goes. My head and my heart. My head and my heart. I can tell them apart. Hands tell me to run, but I can't.
the most important election of our lifetime. And yeah, and if you get it right now, which so many of us do, we got to get out there and vote. And we got to encourage others to vote. And that's what this is all about today. It's about having a little bit of fun and enjoying ourselves, listening to some great musicians, some amazing Kentuckians, caring about our country, and inspiring others to vote. Kentucky has never made it easier than this year to vote. Yeah. And if you have an absentee ballot, if you have a mail-in ballot, please get that in. Don't wait. I always tell people, make your voice heard and drop it in the drop box. If you don't know where one of the drop boxes are, you can go to our website, KentuckyVotes.com, and find out. You can put it in the mail, but please don't wait. We want your voice to be heard. Please encourage everyone to do this. Early voting is happening right now. You do not need to wait until Election Day. I always say that, the names on the ballot are not going to change. My opponent, Mitch McConnell, is certainly not going to change. So make your voices heard now. And this election is so important because Kentucky can do so much better. And our country deserves better. We have a senator who's basically just sold us out. Who's put the Senate on recess in the middle of a national crisis without even working in good faith for the aid that we need for Kentucky right now. He hasn't done a whole lot in good faith, and we need to change that. You know that we need change. That's what this election is all about. Health care, getting everyone the right to vote, making sure that we tackle this coronavirus and get our economy back, making sure we have good quality jobs for the future, tackling the racial injustice that we've seen in this country for far too long, investing in us in things like infrastructure, broadband, education for our kids and for the future. That's what this election's all about, and particularly about health care. Protecting people with pre-existing conditions, protecting Kentuckians who have health care for the first time because of the Affordable Care Act, and making things better in good faith, making our democracy better. We have a senator that's holding everything up, and that's got to change. It starts in a week, but you can make that change now by your vote and by encouraging everyone else to vote, all right? Today we have 5 incredible sets of musicians, and they're going to come with some awesome numbers for us all to listen to and enjoy. And if you're at home, please turn the volume up. Enjoy it with your family. That's what this country is all about, supporting the culture of Kentucky, the culture of America, and inspiring people to love our democracy and be a part of it. So I'm going to hand off now to one of the interns on my campaign. Her name is Lindsay Johnson, and she is a small business owner here in Louisville. She's a patriot. She loves our state and loves our country. And I'm turning it over to you, Lindsay.
Thank you so much, Amy, for everything you do, including that wonderful introduction. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Lindsay, and as Amy said, I'm a small business owner here in Louisville. And I am so honored that I also get to work for Amy McGrath for the past few months. While Amy has been traveling the Commonwealth and talking to voters like you and me, and has been making plans and really ensuring that we're going to have a more equitable Kentucky in the future, Mitch McConnell has prioritized pushing through a Supreme Court justice that nobody here wants, that is inexperienced and partisan. And I gotta say that that's really a tough thing for a small business owner like me, because that COVID relief bill's been sitting on his desk for a really long time. And the bar and restaurant industry is dying. We're dying. And without that relief, we won't be able to continue. And I know that Amy is gonna speak up for me and is going to speak up for all people here in the Commonwealth to make sure something like this never happens again. So I encourage you all, get those ballots in. If you haven't voted already, go do it. It's so, so, so important you get it done. You get it done early. And by the way, I'm not the only one who is a big Amy fan. We are so, so fortunate today to have the incredibly talented Becky Warren here. Becky, come on up. Oh, you're here.
Thank you. I'm Becky Warren, and I'm excited to be here, excited about Amy. I'm going to play you some songs. I got a baby named Carmen. She lives upstairs in motel room 252. She's got pennies in her shoes. We go dancing with the sailors. She tips the band so they play her Sweet Caroline. I hold her hand in mine. Oh, Carmen, I've given up on never being sad again. Carmen, I swear we're done with ever being sad. I was the president of losing 10 or 20 years spent cruising Calamity Lane. My heart was circling the drain. And she colored everything with starlight. Somehow the trouble's alright with her at the wheel. We're all chromium and steel. Oh, Carmen, I've given up on never being sad again. Carmen, I swear we're done with ever being sad. Someday we're gonna make ends meet. We'll go to dinner on the street where the rich people go. We'll swallow everything slow. Then I'm gonna find a little blue house. We'll peel potatoes on a couch someone left on the curb. We'll sow our seeds in the dirt. Oh, Carmen, I've given up on never being sad again. Carmen, I swear we're done with ever being sad. Oh, Carmen, I've given up on never being sad again. Carmen, I think we're done with ever being sad. Thanks so much, y'all. This is another song that I wrote about some of the homeless or formerly homeless entrepreneurs around Nashville who sell the paper. A bunch of really optimistic entrepreneurs. And this is a song I wrote for all of them called We're All We Got. And we are all we got. So I'm glad all y'all are out here to support voting for that. Back home, they pass Christmas Day by killing something wild and mark the years by where they strip the soil away. Mama wouldn't let Daddy use the good towels on account of that black dust in West Virginia clay. Well, we're all we got, just a bunch of half empties, a couple last shots. We're all we got, a pile of forgotten forget-me-nots. Ain't nobody gotta tell us, baby. We know we're in a real tight spot. We're all we got. Down here, I spend long hours with regrets and nicotine. My bones are tired, but my heart's an unpinned hand grenade. The Cumberland River's holding all the stars tonight. Up ahead, there's a point in the road where my luck's gotta change. Well, we're all we got, just a bunch of half empties, a couple last shots. We're all we got, a pile of forgotten forget-me-nots. Ain't nobody gotta tell us, baby. We know we're in a real tight spot. We're all we got. Only the one-offs, only the dislodged, only the never fit-ins, only the loose change, only the call names, only the might-have-beens. Know the way I feel tonight. We're all we got, a bunch of half-empties, a couple last shots. We're all we got, a pile of forgotten forget-me-nots. Ain't nobody gotta tell us, baby. We know we're in a real tight spot. We're all we got. We're all we got. We're all we got. Thanks so much, y'all.
That was fantastic.
Thanks, Amy.
All right. So your music often talks about sort of untold stories.
Yeah.
Right? Stories of maybe PTSD or homelessness. Why is that so important to you, and why is it so important, this year that we talk and listen about these stories and listen about?
Yeah, well, I first got interested in untold stories because I used to be an Army wife. I was married to a soldier who went off to Iraq in 2005, and I felt like that was a story that I wasn't hearing enough. And I think as somebody who's been a military family member, and I know you as a Marine, it's just really hard to hear the president talk about our service members as losers. It's hard to hear that bounties were placed on our service members by the Russians and the president did nothing. And it's hard to know that Kentucky is represented by a senator who said nothing to object to that. And I know that's not what the American people feel about veterans, and that's not what Kentuckians feel about veterans. And I'd love to see a change there.
We absolutely have to see a change. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Amazing. She really brings up a good point that there are so many people right now who are experiencing hardship. And with the coronavirus, it has exacerbated a lot of the inequalities that we've been seeing in this country for too long. And it's exacerbated, the problems that we face, so many of our fellow Kentuckians and Americans. And we absolutely have to have leadership that prioritizes helping these individuals. They're our fellow Americans, and as Becky said, many of them have fought for us. They have veterans with PTSD. We have veterans right now who are homeless. We have a senator here in Kentucky that not only can't stand up for them, but can't stand up for active duty troops who are overseas when a foreign adversary puts bounties on their heads. And enough is enough. For purely partisan political reasons, he is unable to do the right thing. And I'm tired of it. We need to have leaders that prioritize health care, people who prioritize mental health care in this country, particularly for veterans. This is something that is really important to me personally because I've seen it. I have folks that I serve with who have PTSD, folks that I've served with who have mental health issues, and we have to prioritize this, not only for our veterans, but for the rest of society. So that's something I want to do. We're not going to be able to do it if we have the current senator that we have, just period. So I want to transition here to somebody who's also pretty amazing. She's a super volunteer on this campaign. Her name is Lisa Ann. Come on up here, Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann is a Louisvillian, and she is also a poet. So I'm going to turn it over to her. I'm very thankful for her work in this campaign. There's so many amazing patriots that have stepped up, not only here in Kentucky, but really around the country, and have volunteered to be a part of this campaign, making phone calls and text banking and things like that. And Lisa Ann is one of the greatest that we have. So turn it over to you.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe after this whole campaign, I'm sharing the stage with the Amy McGrath. Ah! Y'all, I'm a poet, and I had this thing written about how we're at this moment in history, and Mitch McConnell this, and partisanship that, and new future, rebuild. And now I'm just like, the reason we're all here is because Mitch McConnell would never support artists in this way. Elevating artists at this time, putting us on stage, being here with us, and celebrating culture and art. Does he even listen to music? I don't even know. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But it's been such an honor to volunteer for the campaign. And, you know, after 2016, I woke up and I said, wow, I wish I would have done more. And on November 4th, I'm not going to wake up and say, I wish I'd done more. I'm going to say, wow, we did just enough to do this. We did this. Woo! So I'm super, super stoked that you all are here, and I'm not even going to tell you to turn in your ballots because you know you turned in your ballots already. And I'm just going to introduce our next artist to the stage, S.G. Goodman. Come on up and sing for us. Woo! There she is.
Little sneak behind. Hello, I'm S.G. Goodman. I never wanna leave this world without saying I love you. Without saying what you mean to me. You know it makes me happy. Oh, when we share this space and time, want you to know you shape this heart of mine. And I never wanna leave this world, without saying I love you. Oh, when out in the woods, this picture is clear to me. How my life, to even my enemies, the ones who have loved me, the ones who have tried, their grips on my heart and their grips on my mind. The stranger I pass, my mama, brothers, friends of my father, they're God undercover. I'm telling you now, in case I must go, I want you to know I never wanna leave this world without saying I love you. Without saying what you mean to me. Oh, you know it makes me happy. Oh, when we share this space and time, want you to know you shape this heart of mine. Thank y'all. I'm from Western Kentucky, Fulton County on the Mississippi River. That's right. We exist. You know, a lot of people don't think Western Kentucky goes past Bowling Green, but I'm here to tell you different. Anyway, I was fortunate enough to be raised in a farming family, and I'd just like to say before God and everybody, Mitch McConnell has not been a friend to the farmer. You know, during the trade wars with China that Trump believes he won, and the other night told us at the debates that the Chinese paid for the farming bailout, which was a lie. There's actually another story to tell about that. At the same time the trade wars were happening, and Mitch McConnell did nothing about it, my dad had sold his beans for way more money than what he got with the bailout, which was taxpayers' money. But one of Mitch McConnell's biggest donors, the Blackstone investment firm, a Brazilian company, got over $6 million of American taxpayer money through that, all the while telling farmers that they were standing up to foreign interest. Anyway, this song is by Miss Florence Reese, a fellow Kentuckian. It's called Which Side Are You On? And I wrote a couple of lines in there about being a farmer's daughter and her likeness. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Oh, come all ye good workers, good news to you I'll tell, how the good old Union has come in here to dwell. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Well, I hear in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or thug for J.H. Blair. On which side are you on? Which side are you on? Well, which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Well, I am a farmer's daughter, raised by a farmer's son. Oh, but there won't be no land for me once the banks have come. So which side are you on? Which side are you on? Well, which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? And friends, they got my mama, they called her by the mouth. Well, they sold her on the same old lies they spread across the South. So which side are you on? Which side are you on? Well, which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Thank you.
Thank you again. Wonderful to see you again.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about rural Kentucky. And what are you telling your family and your friends in rural Kentucky right now about this election this year?
Well, I'm telling my young friends this. In a recent poll in Wallet Hub, a financial publication, it was said that voters 18 to 24 in the state of Kentucky ranked 4th nationally in civic engagement in 2020, and that's pretty powerful. And so I'm telling them, young people, you can make the difference, and also don't believe every poll you see because you're not being asked. People my age and younger, we are not likely voters. So the election really is in our hands. And as far as what I'm telling my family and people in rural Kentucky, I'm asking them not to vote against their daughter,
and not to vote against their neighbors. And to remember when we are led to believe by politicians that our votes are a direct, representation of things like our Christianity, to remember how many times God spoke about taking care of the poor and those less fortunate, and not to fall under this cloak where we are not seeing what politicians put under hot button issues that affect us as working people and as being able to live a healthy and prosperous life.
Thank you. And thank you so much. That was wonderful. As you look at this election, and SG said it so eloquently at what's at stake, it's about helping each other. And it's also about, places in rural Kentucky that have been left behind. We need investments in infrastructure, investments in education, investments in healthcare. These are things that I will prioritize. The Senator McConnell hasn't prioritized for the last 36 years. And SG talked about the disastrous trade war that we've been in that has really been hurting our farmers. For us having to bail out our farmers with taxpayer money to do that because of policies that just don't make sense. They're just not smart. We've got to get back to common sense policies, and we've got to get back to investing, and that's what I want to do. I always tell people, no business is going to come to a county in Kentucky that cannot talk to the modern world. That means broadband. That means cell phone coverage. We are not going back to 1985, as much as Senator McConnell would like that. We're not. And we have to provide our kids the tools to success in the future. And growth in so many counties in Kentucky is going to be dependent on the infrastructure. So that's going to be a priority for me, okay? I want to turn it over, coming up here, to a field organizer that we have on this campaign. We have so many who are doing amazing work. This is Peter. And to all my field organizers in Kentucky, I just want to give you all a shout out. You guys are working tirelessly every single day for your country. Every single one of you who work on this campaign, you are patriots. I want to say thank you to you. We got a week left, and we got to give it 110%. So that's what we're doing. Peter, over to you.
Thank you, Amy. Hello, I'm Peter. I'm a field organizer with the campaign. I'm so excited to fight for a better future for myself, for my children, and for generations to come. I also am a small business owner in town that is totally shut down due to COVID, so I was lucky to find a full-time job with the campaign. Not many other people were that lucky, so we've got to keep pushing to make a better change and to keep helping people during the crisis. Today, Ben Solee is here. Ben is someone who I have seen perform with the Louisville Orchestra. I've seen him perform with the Louisville Leopards. I've seen him perform on a street corner with just himself and his cello. So he understands that his magic, his music is something that should be shared with everyone. Amy is the same. She wants her magic, her smartness, her intelligence, her passion to make a change to be shared with everyone. And that's what a true representative should be. So I'm honored to present to you guys today, Ben Solee.
Just pace yourself. Ooh, feel the friction in your mind. Consider this opportunity to move against the tides. Oh, such thoughtful maps of an ever-changing coast, drawing lines where they never were. Just you're tracking mud all over the place. Lord, don't you remember the voice you used when you spoke of precious things? Whoa, but you got a whole lot to give. Yes, you got a whole lot to give. You got a whole lot to give. Yeah, yeah, yes. You got a whole lot to give. Whoa. That's Scott T. Smith singing along. Fantastic local artist and songwriter. Recently moved here from West Virginia. We're happy to have him here in Kentucky. This has been a year to celebrate a lot of amazing Kentuckians that have gotten out there and helped each other when things were really challenging, and we will continue to do so. It's also been a year that we've lost some Kentuckians. I want to send this out to the folks that wish they still had that person with them. This is a tune called Pieces of You. Well, I wish I could keep every piece of you. All the lies and the truths, all the trophies from your youth, and the phone you used to call me on. I would put each one up on the shelf just to be close to you. And I wrote your name on the empty bottle of wine. All the kisses and the fights, our first Christmas lights, the silver comb for your short black hair. I would put each one in its very own box just to have you near to me. Some people just see a pile of junk. They don't know that it's pieces, pieces of you. Ooh, pieces of you. But I'd trade them all just to have you here by my side. Hear you laugh one more time, feel your hand holding mine, see that hungry look in your eyes. I would hide your keys so you couldn't drive. Then you'd still be here with me. Some people just see a pile of junk. They don't know that it's pieces, pieces of you. Ooh, pieces of you.
Thank you so much.
Can you all hear me? All right, that was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ben, you're a Kentuckian.
It's true. I was born and raised.
You are a tireless advocate for Kentucky.
I try.
What do you think is at stake in this election for Kentucky?
Well, as somebody who has the opportunity to travel around the country and world and tell people about my state, I really feel like there's a certain amount of our culture that's at stake, because I know from sharing art with so many other Kentuckians that we really do care about each other, but that's not always represented in the policies that we put in place. So I really think that that's kind of what's at stake, is living up to the promises that we make to each other on a one-on-one, on a community level, but making sure that those get turned into policy.
That's right, and it's time.
It is time.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. You know, when I think about this election and all the things from the policy perspective that we need to work on, things like healthcare, getting prescription drug prices down. You know, this is something that I was just thinking about just now, and it's something that 90% of Americans want done, and yet we can't get it done because of one man who is literally bought off by one industry. And it's not even a red or blue thing. It's just something that is that we want done, that you know we can get done as long as you can get rid of Mitch McConnell. And I always tell people, you don't even need Amy McGrath for that. You just need to get rid of Mitch. And we can get prescription drug prices down. But other policies like universal pre-K, paid family leave. We're the only major industrialized country in the world that doesn't have these things. They're pro-family policies. You know, they're things that would help all of us, and they would certainly help Kentucky, okay? Those are the things I'm going to be fighting for in the Senate. And you know what? We can get that stuff done. I believe we can get that stuff done, and I think we could get that done, like, right away. Because there's literally, those policies are wildly popular. There's just one man holding it up. Like, minimum wage. You know we got to raise the minimum wage. You can't get a one-bedroom apartment in Bowling Green, on minimum wage, working 40 hours a week. Come on. One man holding this up. So it's so important, this election is so important, to just get our democracy back, to debate the things, the policies that you know we need, and to move our country forward. So that's what I think is at stake. Just our very democracy itself, no big deal. I want to invite the next person who's going to introduce our next artist up, and she is amazing. She is somebody who inspires me. Her name is Colonel Pam Stevenson, United States Air Force retired. She is going to be the next Kentucky state representative for the 43rd District here in Louisville. She's inspiring to me because she gets it. She's somebody who knows what service is. She has a vision for the future. She's honest about it. She's willing to put in the work. And she loves her country. She's a great American. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Pam. You're amazing.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, thank you. You know, never before has the world been in one conversation looking for answers about what to do about health care, what to do about social injustice, what to do about the things that are plaguing the human condition. And they're looking to Kentucky for that answer. We are the state, we are the people that this world can count on. Until we own that, until we say that, until we run into everybody that we know and say, go vote, we're going to do this thing. We can get from the bottom of the list to the top of the list and lead the world. Not just the United States. The world is looking for the answers that we have. Now, I like to play and have fun, and one of my favorite songs is, let's give up something to talk about. Yes, my mother told me I couldn't sing, but I do it anyway. Let's give them something to talk about. Amy McGrath can bring us health care. Amy McGrath can bring us social justice. Amy McGrath will be the stand for people having a voice. Yes, that's who she is. She lived duty, honor, country for 20 years. She put service before self. Now we've got to do our part. We've got to be the change that we want to see. We've got to go rabid. We've got to give them something to talk about. See, we always like to talk about jewelry. This is the best, most priceless piece of jewelry. And everybody that you talk to, you should check their jewelry. Let me see your jewelry before I talk to you. Let me see your jewelry before I give you dinner. Let me see your jewelry. And when they can't produce their jewelry, you take them where they can get one. And the best part about it is you don't even have to pay for it. We have an opportunity to do what's never been done before. Never. And on the 4th of November, I want you to look in the mirror and say, I gave it all. And I made the people around me give it all. It's not enough for you to vote. You've got to get people around you to vote. It's not enough for you to say, I've given enough. Give up one Starbucks and give some more. Everyone can do something and then do some more. Now, if you're not with us, no, that's when y'all should be yelling like, we're with you, we're with you, oh, we're with you. We have 7 days, and they created a world in 7 days, and we can create a U.S. senator. Go. Now, here's the second part of what I get to do besides wear this beautiful jewelry, is I get to introduce the next act, War and Treaty. Yes, give it up, give it up, give it up. Now, here's the exciting thing about it. I want you to know who you're listening to. They got everything we want to give to the world. They started out in a faith environment. And if you look around, the world could use a little faith. They are married, and they love each other dearly. He served in Iraq. She's a movie star. And any group that could write stories about healing peace, that can give their spirit over to the world so that we can all experience peace, is a group we can support. Look at them kissing on each other. I mean, look at him. She can't get enough of him. Let me just get out of their way. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you and what you're going to do. Make this happen, or the colonel will come looking for you.
Woo, come on. Woo. Are we fired up? Are we fired up? All right, here we go. Come on, Max, go. Let's warm it up a little bit. Come on, clap those hands. Ah. They come to capture me. If I don't buzz, the arrows flying. Love don't air right at me. If I don't buzz, the arrows flying. In there, man, some of that could cry. But I'm in love and I ain't lying. Love Michael.
And I'm Tanya.
And we are the War and Treaty, and this is our firstborn, Max Brown. So happy to have him out here earning his keep.
I think they believed you, Michael.
That's because it's true. He is our firstborn. We represent America. That's right. But we're happy to be out here and once again supporting our lady, Amy McGrath. Come on.
Yeah. She is a badass. Yes, she is.
And you are censored. It's
I'm
okay.
censored. Beep, bloop. We're in 2020, so, you know.
We're happy about this, though. We're happy about change, always, right? Right? We're so excited that we get to redefine our 2020 with this vote.
Yes.
We get to redefine our 2020 with our vote, right? It represents a lot. It represents a lot because it represents you and it represents us. And we're so happy for this day, and we're excited, and we're ready to win. So that's all I got to say about that. All right. This song is called Jubilee. Here we go. Woo. It feels like summer out here. I see the morning coming in your eyes. Jubilee, Jubilee. It's shining brighter than the sun in the sky. Jubilee, Jubilee. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I hear the joy ringing in your voice. Jubilee, Jubilee. You're kind of singing, cutting through the noise. Jubilee, Jubilee.
Well, Jubilee. You're the kind of joy that I need. It's shining brighter than the sun in the sky. Jubilee, Jubilee. Oh, yeah. Jubilee, God bless you.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Folks, this is America right here. This is America. War and Treaty. War and Treaty. Awesome. I want to ask you, what gives you hope right now? Because I'm feeling good. After listening to this, I'm like super positive. What's giving you hope?
You. You. Us as a people, all people, not as allies, but as brothers and sisters. I'm encouraged, we're hopeful, and we believe that we have an opportunity to really do some good and really do some change and to turn a lot of things around. And it starts with getting us all out to vote, not just ourselves, but the neighbors, our neighbors' neighbors, our community, every single family member we know. We got to get out there and let them know that hope is in the form of Amy.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Thank
you. War and Treaty, everybody. All right, I'll tell you what gives me hope is that the fact that Kentucky's never made it easier to vote than this year. We're going to be able to have everybody have their voices heard, from bus drivers to college students to the late night shift worker who is a nurse in a hospital, to seniors, to you name it. Everybody's going to be able to have their voice heard no matter what. Normally here in Kentucky, we have this 12-hour window to vote. And that really disenfranchises a lot of people, but not this year. For all the bad things that have happened this year in 2020, the good news is that Kentucky's never made it easier to vote and make your voice heard. KentuckyVotes.com is a website that will help you do that. It will give you the locations of all of your polling, early polling locations, your regular election day polling location. It will help you. We have a 1-800 number on there if you're having trouble voting or you haven't gotten your mail-in ballot yet. We will help you get that. So please check out KentuckyVotes.com and tell your grandparents, tell your grandchildren, and everybody you know about it, because that's how we make everybody's voices heard, okay? All right, I'm going to hand it off here to Congressman John Yarmuth, who you all know. I know you know him here, but let me just say that he is Kentucky's best representative in Washington, D.C. There is absolutely no doubt. And I'm thrilled that he's here today. He's a great American, a patriot who has been fighting for working families in Kentucky, for regular people, and fighting to do the right thing. That's what he's done in office. So I'm super proud that he's here, Congressman John Yarmuth.
Thank you, Amy. Thanks, everybody, for being out here today. Thanks for supporting Amy McGrath. We have an opportunity to change the country right here in Kentucky. We're going to do that. You know, in case you didn't know, I'm Mitch McConnell's congressman. Although I don't think he's ever voted for me, but I don't think I've ever voted for him either. But you know, more than that, I've actually known Mitch for more than 50 years. I'm not particularly proud of that, but knowing somebody for that long gives you a certain valuable insight. And my insight is that, you know, a lot of people think that he's somebody who's just out for his own power and will do anything he has to do, trample anybody he has to do to achieve it. So actually, he's worse than that. He's worse than that. This is a guy who spends every day, virtually every day, as the self-identified Grim Reaper, killing really good policy prescriptions that are on his desk. Right now, around 400 bills, most of them bipartisan. He won't even give them a vote because he's too busy stuffing neocon justices onto our nation's courts. And last night, he took the step of putting one of the most radical justices in modern history on, and in the process, destroying the credibility of the Supreme Court. But you know, you have to give Mitch credit. After all, he has exceeded expectations. When he was growing up in Alabama, nobody would have ever thought that his dream of destroying even one branch of government would ever be achieved. And in fact, he's destroyed 3 of them. 3 branches of government. That's where we are right now. You know, Mitch, a lot of people say Mitch doesn't have a heart. But not too long ago, he was rushing to a meeting on Capitol Hill. And he was at the intersection right before getting to the Capitol. And there was, to his right, he saw a little kitten with her paw stuck in a grate. And to his left, he saw an elderly couple who were trying to cross the street having trouble. Again, he only had a few minutes to go to make it to this meeting. So he looked again at the kitten, looked again to his left at the elderly couple, trying to decide what to do. And of course, Mitch made it to the meeting with minutes to spare. Now, and you know that's not true. Mitch would never give the kitten or the seniors a second thought. Seriously, Having worked in the Capitol now for a number of years and watching Mitch McConnell in action, I think there are a few things that you can say about him. One is that he is, as I've often described, he is often technically correct, but rarely honest. So for instance, he's running an ad right now that says, taking credit for all this great relief package, the CARES Act, which was passed back in April, which did do a lot of good. But if you actually were there, you would know that Mitch McConnell actually resisted that bill. He didn't want to spend the money that came out of the House. But now, of course, when it was helpful, it helped keep people alive, he takes credit for it. And of course, now he's trying to stop the major HEROES Act that the House passed back in May, another $3 trillion to help the people who are suffering throughout this country, small businesses that are going out of business. He's stopping that one. And this is the guy, and I hope a lot of you saw the KET debate. It wasn't KET. The debate with Amy and Mitch, I forget. He didn't show up to the KET debate. But the other debate where he did show up, when Amy wiped the floor with him, and showed the difference between leadership and obstructionism, and she called him out. She called him out when he said, he's the leader, he's at the table, and she said, what have we gotten for that? Where's your leadership? He says, well, I can't get enough votes for a new relief package. And she would say, you're the leader. If you can, get it done. Amy will get it done. Amy will get it done. It's rare that you have an opportunity to elect someone to public office who is, without question, committed to public service, who has this need, this drive, this compulsion to serve her fellow citizens. Amy has had that in her entire life. She proved that in her military career. She's going to prove it in the United States Senate. A lot of times, elections are the choice between the lesser of two evils. We all know that. Far too often, that is the choice. This is not one of those times. We have a choice between a man who for 36 years has done virtually nothing to help the citizens who have elected him, but instead has spent his entire life just grasping for power and holding on to power. It's been his one obsession. On the other hand, we have a woman who, again, dedicated to public service, has a keen grasp of the issues, understands the pain, the challenges that the citizens of Kentucky have, and is committed to making government work for them, not having government work for her. So, I ask all of you, if you haven't voted already, vote early, vote safely, vote for Amy McGrath, and we'll move this Commonwealth in a direction that we can all be proud of. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jordan Bowling, and I am from Hancock County, Kentucky. And I just want to say it's such an honor to work for such a badass woman and to fight for a better future for Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Indira Nouveau, and I'm actually from High Point, North Carolina, not Kentucky. But I would just like to say that even though I'm not a Kentuckian, I see that everyone here in Louisville really has a voice and is standing up for Amy, which is what I wish that everyone in my community at home could, come together for somebody like that too. So me and Jordan are specifically working for Amy because we believe that everybody deserves affordable health care, as well as we must start the fight against climate change. Not to mention that Mitch McConnell has been in office for 36 years, far too long.
And I am happy to introduce Louisville native Jim James of My Morning Jacket.
Thank you. No compromise, but willing to sacrifice. Believe what you want. Go on, be who you are. Go out and get what you want. Full of life. The stone is thrown, it's coming fast. Next thing you know, it's crashing through the glass. Now we're down on our knees, picking up the scraps. Whatever it takes, we gotta build it back. If you don't speak out, we can't hear it. Our love is always here, here in spirit. And all those who came before, here in spirit. Oh, no compromise, but are willing to sacrifice. If the means to an end's in sight, and once the work is done, go celebrate what you like. Go on, dance through the night. Go on, be one with the light. Full of life. The stone is thrown, it's coming fast. Next thing you know, it's crashing through the glass. Now we're down on our knees, picking up the scraps. Whatever it takes, we gotta build it back. If you don't speak out, we can't hear it. Our love is always here, here in spirit. And all those who came before, here in spirit. If you don't speak out, we can't hear it. Spirit, yeah. Spirit, yeah. Spirit, yeah. Don't you know you can call on me? Call on me. Call on me. Spirit, yeah. Spirit, yeah. Spirit, yeah. Spirit, yeah. and a quiet ocean. I'm amazed at your warm devotion. I'm amazed at what the people saying. I'm amazed by our divided nation. Like the rhythm of the earth, I get disrupted. I'm amazed at all that has been. I'm amazed at all that could be. I'm amazed at the TV stations. I'm amazed what they want me to believe. After all is said and done, where is the justice? I'm amazed the lack of evolution. I'm amazed at the lack of faith. I'm amazed at the love we're rejecting. I'm amazed what we accept in its place. I'm amazed at the love we are rejecting. And I'm amazed what we accept in its place. Like the rhythm of the earth and the rhythm of the ages, like the rhythm, I get disrupted. And after all is said and done, where is the justice?
That was awesome. Thank you. All right. Jim James, thank you so much. I want to ask you to tell everybody, how can folks get involved in their democracy right now? How can they get involved in this campaign?
How can they not get involved? That's more the question. What can you not do? You know, do everything you can. You know, I mean, I feel like there's so many things you can do. I mean, of course, voting is the bare minimum, but get involved. Get involved with Amy's campaign. Get involved with the Biden campaign. Get involved with issues that matter to you. Go to vote.org to find out more about voting. And yeah, I mean, what can't you do?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your music. We appreciate you. Jim James, everyone.
Thanks.
There is so much that you can be doing. We have 7 days, and I would say the first thing I want everybody to know is that there are still 25% of absentee mail-in ballots that have not been returned yet in Kentucky. So I would please ask your friends and family, remind them if they have their ballots, fill it in, drop it in a drop box, send it in the mail today. That is so important. We want to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. Some of the other things you can do. You can call your friends and family. You can take out your cell phone, and everybody that is in your contacts, you can send them a text and remind them to go vote and how easy it is. That's something concrete you can do. You can do it while sitting on your couch watching television tonight, or doing something else. It's very easy to do. You can sign up to Text Bank or Phone Bank at amymcgrath.com. We have people that'll help you. They'll give you lists of fellow Kentuckians to call. That's so important right now in the last 7 days. You know, here's another thing. I went to the supermarket about a week ago or so. I came home late after campaigning, and we had run out of milk and juice, so I put the kids to bed and went out to Kroger. And the woman at the checkout line at Kroger, I had my mask on. She didn't know who I was, which is just fine. And I said, "Hey, did you vote?" And she said, "No, I haven't voted. The election day is not here yet." And I said, "Well, you know you can vote right now." I said, "Were you going to vote on election day?" And she said, "No, I got to work all day." I said, "Do you know that you can vote right now, like 2 blocks away, Monday through Saturday?" And she didn't know. She has been working so hard. You know, those folks who are on the front lines. You know, they're in grocery stores. They've been working very hard, and a lot of people don't know. And so I would ask you and anybody watching on TV, when you come across people, remind them. You know, this is our country. This is our democracy. Please remind them to vote and tell them how easy it is and that they can do it during the workday, Monday through Friday. Can you do that? You know, when you wear a McGrath sticker to Kroger. You know, these are things that are easy. Your buttons, that sort of thing, and strike up a conversation. You know, Thanksgiving's coming up, and you're going to have these political conversations with your family anyway. So have it early. Do it here in the next 7 days. And if we can get one person, 1 or 2 people per precinct, you know, to either vote who have not voted before, or to remind them that, you know, Senator McConnell's been around 36 years, and how we doing? You know, and maybe that there's a time for change, and to sort of counteract some of the lies that you see from Senator McConnell and his dark money. So if you can do that, you can talk to people, you can talk to your friends and family and your neighbors right now, and you can talk to the clerks at the supermarket. That's how you can change your country. That's how we win this thing, all right? I want to tell some folks thank you here at the very end who have been so instrumental in this event and then in my campaign. First, I want to thank all the performers that came up here today. They were pretty amazing, inspiring, and, you know, we need to support them now too. They are our culture. They're America. And right now, you know, we have a Senate that has, you know, no problems bailing out big corporations and people with, you know, lots of influence and lobbyists. But we need to help out regular people too, including our artists, and pass some of this legislation that would help them. So I just want you all to know that I'm certainly grateful that all of them are here today and that have been a part of this campaign. I'd like to thank the Teamsters, the IBEW, UAW, Sue Foster, who's amazing with Ask Me, Margaret Plattner, who is running for the 33rd District State Representative. She is pretty amazing. She's here today. She's a Navy veteran who loves this country and is going to be a public servant. And we need folks to get out and get fired up for her. And of course, Colonel Pamela Stevenson, who you heard from earlier today, who's going to be the state representative for the 43rd District here in Louisville. She's a great American. And finally, Congressman John Yarmouth, who is also amazing. Kentucky is lucky to have Congressman Yarmouth. So I hope everybody is fired up to go and defend our democracy. This is what it is all about. Jasmine is going to come up here. Come on up here, Jasmine. And in a moment tell you everything that you need to know about voting. But I just want to remind everybody, KentuckyVotes.com, that is our website. It's got everything you need to vote, to know where to vote, to know what the deadlines are. And again, please encourage everybody to return, if they have an absentee or mail-in ballot, to the ballot box or to the drop box or the clerk's office today. There's no reason to wait. There are 7 days left, folks. We need to protect our health care. We need to invest in infrastructure. We need to invest in education. We need to protect our fellow American right now. Pass some COVID aid. 400 bills sitting on Senator McConnell's desk. A lot of those would help Kentucky. A lot of those would help artists. They would help the restaurants that are small businesses, the Restaurants Act, the Feeds Act, that would help struggling folks who are trying to put food on the table, and our restaurants to help them put food on the table right now. Things like the John Lewis Voting Rights Act sitting on Senator McConnell's desk. The Violence Against Women Act sitting on Senator McConnell's desk. The Reclaim Act sitting on his desk. That's help for Eastern and Western Kentucky to clean up the environment and put people back to work with good quality jobs. And the HEROES Act, which would give $1.2 billion to Kentucky schools right now that we badly need here, all sitting on his desk. Folks, we can build a better Kentucky and a better country when we win this thing. So I ask you all for your support. I ask you to do whatever you can in the next 7 days. It's about our country. Do something every single day for the next 7 days for this effort. That's what I'm asking you to do. Something every single day. I'm going to pass it over to Jasmine. It's been wonderful seeing everybody. It's been wonderful to have these artists out here, these patriots that are willing to step up and entertain us all and inspire us to vote. Let's do this.
Hello, guys. My name is Jasmine Jones, and honestly, I just want to be a little bit vulnerable with you all, if that's okay. I started 2020, like many of you, thinking this is my year. Bills, gonna be in check, direct deposit, all of that, making sure I'm never overdrafted. I'm gonna make sure my apartment decorated, clean. I'm really gonna take advantage of this year and everything that God has provided me with. The things I've prayed for, I'm gonna work hard for them. I'm gonna be a U of L student. I'm gonna be the best Cardinal I can be. I'm gonna go to my Frankfurt internship, and I'm gonna show up every Tuesday and Thursday doing whatever my representative needed me to do. And then that all came crashing down March 17th when I was furloughed from my job. It came crashing down March 18th when I was let go of my internship. And it came crashing down March 19th when I emailed my rental place, can I have an extension on the rent? Or can you just go ahead and extend the late fees? And they told me no. And I cried. I cried alone. I cried when I logged into my now remote classes at U of L in front of Congressman John Yarmouth and my department chair, and they let me. And that's something that I wanted to share with you all because we all have those kind of stories. These are the first times for a lot of us. I've never been in a global pandemic, but I know this is not how I should feel. In one of the greatest countries in the world, I shouldn't feel as if I'm the burden, as if COVID was my fault, as if me not having enough for Wi-Fi or my phone bill is my fault. And something that I want you to know is that it's not yours at all. You were not taken care of by Mitch McConnell, and we can change that. One thing I want to let you know is that you are not his constituents. He is not beholden to you. The things that you care about as a proud Kentuckian, the things that get you back up when you've been knocked down by a global pandemic once again, he does not care. You are not in his pocket, and he is not in yours. When I joined this campaign, I was one of the few black women, and that is okay because a lot of us were really trying to survive. I'm anxious. I get anxiety. The fact I didn't know where my next paycheck was really haunting and daunting to me. I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't write a 20-page paper because I didn't know where my next meal would come from, and I'm just being vulnerable with you all. I did the gas station third shift. I did overnight Panera Bread third shift because I was that anxious on when I would get enough money for my bills. And then I got the opportunity to meet my regional director, Kayla, over LinkedIn. And we connected, and she offered me this position. And I have seen how the campaign has taken a lot of the input from you all and has changed our direction. And honestly, that could not have happened without the volunteers that we have. You think that you're getting 3 or 4 calls or 3 or 4 text messages, and I'm here to tell you that there are people who have gotten none of those. There are people in the West End alone that are coming up to us at all of our events. Hey, is it too late to register? Hey, where's my polling place? Hey, I don't know how I'm getting there because I lost my car. Can I register from a P.O. box? And those are people that we've missed because there were not enough. But we do have a week, and we do have enough time to go ahead and get those people that we have missed that we can still help. Please sign up with us. I understand that it's funny to joke on Twitter, LOL, look how many text messages I've got. But on the field side, on the regional side, it is not funny to see that. Because that means that we have the same people coming in and texting the same people. We need new faces, and we need new voices. The things that we have all taken advantage of and gotten to know and just think that everybody knows, they do not. There are people in Paducah today who don't know where their polling place is. And I understand that a lot of you have been writing postcards, and I love that. I've gotten several, and it makes me happy that a lot of our democratic society has taken advantage of that. But a lot of the conversations now in the pandemic need a back and forth. I've talked to people who didn't know that they could do the signature for their disabled sister. That's not something that a postcard can answer, guys. We need your help to get her elected. We need your help. The vote is one of the most important things, but the buck does not stop there. Your duty as a patriot does not stop there. If any of you want to go ahead and take that advantage and share the knowledge that you know with people across the Commonwealth, please sign up with us in the back. Brenda's going to be able to help you as well. But we need phone bankers. We're phone banking every day. We are getting everybody on the phones, and we are calling all across the Commonwealth, not just Louisville, not just Lexington, because they might be big cities, but they're not the only cities. And there are people till this day who don't know that they can go out and vote every single day. Every day is election day. And I want you to hear me when I say that that breaks my heart, because I've gone to St. Louis, and I know that for them, the only election day that they have is November 3rd. We have been given the tools to elect her into office and have her change the 400 stacks of bills that she talks about. That's not funny. That's more than a press point. That's something that should break your heart. Because while I am here and able to have a job and I've been blessed, there are people that are still struggling today, that those bills would help. We have condemned schools in Louisville, Kentucky, right next to this beautiful stadium. That's not a joke or funny to me at all. I was raised here. I fell in love here. I went to school here. I became a cardinal here. I've got many of my firsts here, and that still breaks my heart. And I want to let you know that you can change it. Just one more person on the dialer makes it go faster, so we reach more people. And I also want to let you know that because the campaign believes in your right to vote, we do have vans right outside that can take you to a polling place. If you have your ballot on you, we can drop it off. Because the fact that we have to do this around your work schedule is not democracy. It's voter suppression. You should be able to drop off your ballot whenever. You shouldn't have to race to get in front of a line at 5:59 because they're going to be super strict at 6 p.m. It's not okay. And so far, the only people that have really cared about us and our voter rights have been those people on this stage today. and they need our help to get them elected to do even more. Thank you.
Jasmine inspires me. This is America. We can do so much better, and we have to do better. I'm committed to this. You know we can change, and we have to change. You know, all the people up here on the stage, Jasmine, everybody who's out here who's committed to this race, committed to change, committed to changing our country, we are the patriots. We are the patriots that love this country, that love our fellow citizen, that are willing to stand up and do what's right, willing to stand up and be a part of this campaign because you know how important it is for Kentucky and for our country and for each other. Thank you, everybody. Let's go win this thing. We got 7 days. We got some work to do. All right?